It's so dumb. Everyone's getting laid, drinking and doing fun stuff tonight. Even those kids are getting candy at least. Not me. I'm stuck with delivery, chauffeuring pizza to all the parties around town like a loser. My next house seems fine though, just a mom and her daughter. The little girl is dressed like one of those Disney princesses, though I can't tell which one. It's a shame. It's the scariest day of the year and she's doing corporate dress up. If it weren't for this stupid job, I would probably be handing out candy and scaring kids with my Jason mask. But no, I'm here bringing this woman her pizza. I step out of the car, getting a gasp of fresh air while I can, and I reach into the back seat for the box with their address. Once I find it, I bring it to the mother. She and her girl are sitting at a folding table with a pumpkin-shaped bucket filled with candy. Here you go, it'll be $15.24, in the most polite tone of voice that I can muster in these conditions. Oh, hello, my wallet's back inside. Would you mind if I went to get it? That's perfectly fine, ma'am. Obviously, I'm not leaving without getting paid. Okay, I'll be right back. You should head inside too, Josie. It's getting a bit cold out. The kid harumphed and went in with her mom inside. The front door exposed the cold darkness outside to the warm light from within. Taking advantage of the circumstances, I take a piece of candy from the bucket. Looks like a piece of chocolate. I pocket it right before the door opens back up. The mom steps out, play fighting the daughter to keep her in. With the theatrics done, she walks up to me and holds up a few dollar bills. I take them, replacing them with the pizza box. I keep the change. She hollers at me while taking the food back inside. I take a look at what she had handed me and I caught up $16. I could already feel the 76 cents burning a hole in my pocket. Speaking of pocket, I grab a few more pieces of chocolate from the bucket. That's what you get for not putting up a take one sign. Back on the road, stuck with the choking scent of grease and marinara, with just a horrible hint of pineapple. My next stop is a ways away on the other side of the city. With my phone preoccupied with the GPS duties, I'm stuck with the rotten zombie of a radio. Men who couldn't tell you what a podcast was at gunpoint tell me how the youth had gone soft, instead of a more sensible thing, shutting up and just playing music. Their current topic was the holiday and how kids don't have access to good scares anymore. One man, who sounded like he was half filled with snot, said that there hadn't been a good scary movie released since 1999. At that, I couldn't take any more and I turned the thing off. I didn't need my brain rotting along with theirs. 10 minutes of silence later when I hit the next house. It was tall, dark, and old. I get a feeling that this house predates all of my living relatives. I give the building in front of me a solid few seconds of awe before getting the pizzas. On the way to the door, I can't help but appreciate the decorations on the way. Whoever the owner is, they sure know how to celebrate the holidays. Those gravestones, they look almost real. I balance 2 pizza boxes on my right hand and nod quickly to return the boxes to both hands. It takes a second, but I begin to hear footsteps, and soon the door opens up. The door opener is dressed as a skeleton, and it's stunning how realistic the costume is. That's gonna be $28.93. Oh, I'll be right back. I don't really carry money with me. That's fine, sir, I'll be right here. That's a pretty nice costume, too, super realistic. He closes the door soon after I stop talking, and he's gone for a whole minute. Hopefully he'll give me a tip. Payback for the compliment. I can hear footsteps again, and he's opening the door. There you go. In his bony hand is a wad of cash and loose change. I trade the boxes and cash with practice motions, taking more care with the stack of boxes. Once it's done, he closes the door. On the way back to the car, I check the money that he handed me. $28.93 exactly. Cheap skeleton. A much shorter trip, helped by the fact that the radio stations had wisened up and started playing music. It was a few winding roads, some made of dirt, shaking the car around like its life depended on it. Where the roads lead me leaves my jaw hanging. Black shingled spires rising out of the ground like thorns. Granite tombstones give off an appearance like teeth in an animal's mouth waiting to bite. I checked my phone to see if this was the right address, only for it to be confirmed. This was a new house. I park in front of the driveway. This place just got one pizza, but they also went crazy with the breadsticks. They need the massive bag we typically use for our 4-pizza party pack. The gravestones here are fine, but the fake webs and spiders make it seem like they're trying a bit too hard. With one hand holding the box and the other a garbage bag of breadsticks, I have to get creative with knocking. One kick to the door later and it opens up. I almost begin telling the price before I see who opened the door. The skeleton. It takes a bit too long for me to compose myself. The skeleton has his arms crossed, wallet in one of his hands, clearly waiting for the price. Oh, $39 exactly. That's a pretty spooky costume you've got there. You make it yourself? He fishes more cash out of his wallet and he hands it over to me. In order to grab it, I have to hand over the box and then give him the bag. I ended up making it more complicated than it needed to be though, and I feel like I wasted my time. Before I can say anything else, he practically slams the door in my face. I know the answer before I look, but I can't stop myself. $39 even. I'm on the pavement once again, at a reasonable 5 miles over the speed limit. More smoke is coming out of my ears than the truck in front of me, and my face is as red as well. Also the truck in front of me. There isn't a lot of red stuff in front of me at the moment. The sun is past setting and it's getting darker, so I'm forced to turn on my headlights so I don't run into, I don't know, the truck or whatever. Eventually I turn into a nice-looking neighborhood. Kids have stopped trick-or-treating and the road is lit up by light from TVs spilling through windows. It starts to cool my nerves to see. It's that house again. A reasonable 5 turns into an egregious 20 over the speed limit to rush to a dumb-looking house in the corner. When I reach the house, I practically kick my door open. The other door is yanked so hard that for a brief second, my anger switches to panic until I realize that I didn't break anything. I take out another pizza box and slam both doors shut. The way to the door is more like a march than a walk. I look at all the crappy styrofoam gravestones with dumb animatronic zombie hands coming out of the ground and I scowl. I punch the door when I get to it, as if that's what I really wanted to punch. But the skeleton is quicker this time, as if he was waiting for me. It's 11:45. I'm trying to control myself, but if this guy makes one wrong move, I know that I'm going to snap. Thanks. Screw off. The skeleton looks taken aback a little as, oh crap, what did I just say? I seem to have gotten the attention of one of the people at this party. Some guy in a fursuit who was talking to somebody in what was the worst Frankenstein makeup that I had ever seen. The skeleton reaches into his wallet and pulls out a $10 bill and hands it to me. I sheepishly accept the money and give him the pizza. He closes the door, looking dead at me the whole time. The way back to the car is a march no longer, merely a trudge. I don't waste my time on this one. The first thing that I do is look up the address of the next house. I called it. Same house, same yard. He's not making me look like an idiot this time. I'm going home, night's over. Though, it is the last house on the list, I can't quit now. Besides, if I blow this one off, I'll find myself in hot water with my boss. I ride off towards the next house, back at 5 over. I take a deep breath in and I smell it. The pineapple. I turn off the radio. I need silence for this. Powered by a pure determination to get this over with, I ride on. I see the house now, the black spires, the gravestones, and I pump myself up for what's to come. It's muscle memory now. I step out, take the pizza out, and I walk to the door. I pay the decorations no mind as I knock on the door. It opens slowly, revealing the skeleton bit by bit. 13. I'm not paying for that, the skeleton said in a monotone voice. What? Also monotone. You told me to screw off last time. I'm not paying you after that. The money goes to the company, I just get tips. You didn't give me any of those before I yelled at you anyways. I'm not paying a company that hires anyone like you either. Give me the pizza and get lost. That's it. I've had enough of him. I wind back and I sock him in the jaw. After it connects, I see the skull come clean off, landing 10 feet behind him. The bones in front of me crumple into a pile. A second passes and I become aware of how quiet it's become. Without looking up, I can tell that everybody inside is looking at me. I gently lay the pizza box down on the pile of bones and slowly close the door. Once I hear the door click shut, I run to the car as fast as I can and I speed off before putting on the seatbelt. I think back to the skeleton and how realistic his costume was, how real the gravestones looked. How were there that many houses that looked identical? Did that fursuit bare its fangs at me? As I thought about all of this, I felt a crushing fear overwhelm me as I realized something. I'm so fired.